Guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by and taking your time. You are awesome. If you are new to the channel, my name is Alexei from welovesamples. Welcome on board. Today I would like to talk about how I recreated the bloater sound. At least I tried to do it. And because we played a little bit of Last of Us in the last videos on this channel, this is the time to finally start with a sound design and trying to recreate some of the sounds that are inside the game. The sound team at Naughty Dog / Sony created. This is what I find interesting. And yeah, today I would like to start with a bloater sound, which you already heard in the beginning. Let's talk about the chain because it's the most important thing, right? There will be the most important plugin in the chain that I will show you what you can do. I use the paid version, but I will show you a free version. I hope that depending on your DAW, it will be possible to do. Okay, so let's begin. The first plugin is, I will switch everything off. The first plugin is a low cut filter. Okay, so we have to get rid of the low frequencies, the low energy. We don't need that. I've chosen 50 Hertz because most of the voices, and depending on the microphone, we just don't need those rumbling frequencies. And I've chosen 24 dB per octave as the slope. So yeah, it's already deep enough to get rid of those energy. Okay, this is the first step. Like the cutting some frequencies, etc. You can do whatever you like. I didn't do it because it's just a demonstration video, so I didn't want to jump super like into every single frequency. This is not the point of this video. The point of this video is to try to get close to this bloater sound. Okay, the second plugin that I have chosen is called Voice Denoise. It's definitely important if you record not in a perfect treated room or space, meaning that you hear some noise from the outside, or for example, I still have some HDD running, so those types of things. This is the perfect plugin for that. What it does is basically get rid of the noise around the microphone that you basically record at the moment, and it does it really musically. So it's kind of a gate, but it acts on all the frequencies, not just close like the signal and opens. So this is definitely a recommendation if you are not working in a perfect room. If you have a closet, for example, then you don't need those types of plugins, but I definitely use it as well on this YouTube setup recording to just get rid a little bit of the room. So this is the second plugin on the chain. The third plugin on the chain is a tube compressor. I've chosen the fat channel not to make it like, like super complicated. The important thing is just to tame down the dynamics of the signal, and I will play actually the original sound. So we are not hearing the bloater sound. I will just play the sound that I have recorded basically. Right, so when we have this dynamic here, so the peak of the signal, it reduces around 7-10 dB, at least it shows, but you have to do it by ear. The point is that we just try to make the signal a bit compact. Okay, cool. This is the third plugin on the chain. The cool thing about those LA2A type of compressors or tube compressors in general is that we don't have to think about like the attack times, the release times. The compressor does it itself because it uses tube as the compression technique. Good. The fourth plugin on the chain is as well a compressor. I already mentioned it a lot of times. However, I don't use it as a compressor here on this channel. I use it for to bring the air back, the higher frequencies that we actually took a little bit out when using voice denoise. Okay, so here is basically this air switch, and it gives a little bit the hi-hat back. Okay, this is the fourth plugin. The fifth plugin is one important step actually when recording. This is the first step to try to glue the sound after the compressor a little bit more, give it a little bit more like not space, but kind of a little bit distance, because when using microphones, oftentimes it's just too close to the microphone, so the source, the sound is oftentimes too close, and you want to give it like a glue, give it kind of a character. So I'm not using Realm because it's actually a reverb plugin. I'm not using Realm to use it as a reverb. I use it as kind of a delay. So the pre-delay is 50 milliseconds. The mix knob is at 10%, right? And the decay, so basically the tail of the reverb, is only 350 milliseconds, okay? So it's just to give it a little bit more depth to the sound, basically. This is actually the word that I missed. Giving depth, this is what it basically does. Everything else is you adjust what you like. I will not mention it here. Cool. Then the sixth plugin is the most important plugin, and it's called the Little Altar Boy by Soundtoys. And what it does is basically it pitches up or down your signal, and obviously for the blower sound, because we have this big infected that has like, it's big and it has body, and obviously I can't recreate it myself. I have to use some sort of a pitch tool. And here comes the trick, basically. So when using those types of pitch effects, you have to as well know that pitching down or up, it means as well to use the formant as well to pitch it down and up. Pitch is obviously the pitch of the signal, but the formant is important. Why? Formant means that we have frequencies that are like where the most energy lies, and obviously it's more in the lower end when I created this sample or recording, and those frequencies I do the same pitch as the pitch itself. So I will play. I will play it with this altar boy. So we come really close to the sound. You can obviously adjust what you like, -10, -9, -11, depending, of course, on the sound you want to recreate. What I do now is I delink and put the formant back so you actually hear the difference, okay? So it's a huge difference. So it's important to link them together in order to get this correct pitch down effect. This is a paid plugin. This is important to mention it here. However, depending on the DAW that I wanted to mention before, I use Studio One, and Studio One has this option. If you look on the left side, we have transpose here. So I could actually turn off the little altar boy and transpose the signal by 10. 10 means 10 half steps, tone steps, so musical note steps down. So -12 would be a whole octave, so from C3 to C2, okay, as an example. So when I do it again back and use little altar boy, this is the cool thing inside Studio One. So actually I don't need the altar boy because Studio One does it itself, and it does it automatically with the format. This is important. But you can't do it separately. So obviously if you want to try to create like a robotic sound that you heard before, you need tools like little altar boy. Good. And the second plugin, this seventh, so the the seventh in the chain is Substance. It's optional depending on how you record the sound. Because I use this microphone, which is not recording like super low frequencies because it's just a broadcast microphone, I had to use this Substance. Substance is creating subfrequencies from the signal that you just put an insert on your chain. Okay, so important here is when you choose your I actually used Synth Edged. Okay, I actually used Voxmail as the preset, and then I dialed in because I remembered I did it obviously, so it's the second time. The subharmonics are at 20%, and the synthesized frequency, so the frequency range that we synthesize, basically, where we give a little bit more of those harmonics, I think I had it like at 50%. I don't remember. But let's have a listen now. So it gives a little bit more body to the lower frequencies, basically. Again, it depends on the microphone. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't need it. But it's a definitely cool tool to try to, if you miss some of those super low frequencies, you can try to use this tool to generate them, basically. And the last one is, again, Realm. You can use any reverb plugin that recreates like a room sound. Why? It's optional, but it's important because if you know that, like when you play a game like Last of Us, you change a lot of time the locations. So you are outside, you're inside, you're in bigger rooms, you're in smaller rooms, and this preset realm, right, is basically, it's called empty vault. You can use obviously what you like to use, but inside it's just a simulation here, but inside the video game you always work with reverbs. So reverb is really important when programming the sounds inside the game, because you have your basically dry sound, what I created before, and then you use in the last step the reverb sounds to create the space that you actually are inside and see, right, and play in. So let's just hear what the result is when using this preset. Yeah, and you already hear like this is a hall. It's a space that this bloater sound can definitely fit in, and this is the use of this second reverb. Yes, that's it for this video. I hope it helped you somehow to know and understand how those plugins and sounds and the chain works basically together. I think the important thing is to know that it's not like I took a library and then put the sound and everything is already there, right? I mean, it's basically the kind of the easy way to do it, or you don't have the time, or you have like to use special sounds that you can't represent yourself. What I know from The Last of Us, from The Infected, those sounds were created by human beings, and this is what I find interesting to try to recreate the sound myself. And yeah, so this is the first soundtrack creation, and there will be much more. So if you want to see me and the channel again, you can subscribe to the channel. Leave me a like, a comment if you have still any questions. Maybe you have some other ideas that you would like to add. Please do so. I'm super excited to see what you have on your mind. Guys, thank you again for watching. I will see you in the next video. Have a beautiful week.
Swag on overload, boy. Swag on overload, boy. Swag on overload, boy. Swag on overload.